the Genesis project. The Genesis project is a project that created a new species. A new species of persons. Are they alive? Well, I would say no. Some people would say yes. Let me explain. The first thing the human beings created that was not life, that was not another human being, was the concept of God. That was immortal, perfect, neutral. God was the first thing that we imagined, and that we, by imagining it, we created it, we started talking to it, we started praying to it, we started asking from it. We had even a dialogue with it, depending on the religions. There was always dialogues with gods. That means they were like created by us, and we are, and those who believe in those gods think that that thing exists. The next step was the soul, which is, I would say, our private God, the one of ourselves, that part of us that is immortal, because we are the mortal, and that of course is very, very, very scary. So we made something that is on ourselves, that is immortal, perfect, neutral, an alter ego, an immortal alter ego. Then the next one we created is the state. Now the state was created so people would not harm each other, and then slowly took up a personality of its own. And it was really a juridical person. That means it can sue, it can be sued, it can do business, it can do contracts, it has to pay taxes, it is liable, and in some countries, in many countries, it is the only person that is really free in that place. Those are the state, and those three are free. The concept talking about an entity that is free, those are entities. The next entity was created was the corporation. The state permitted the creation of two juridical persons that were the corporations and the trust. What is a corporation? A corporation is two people or more trying to do business, so they create this fiction that is accepted by the state. They register it somewhere, they pay a certain amount of money, and from then on, that entity is a new person. That person can, again, sign contracts, do almost everything the state can do. Those are mini-states, some kind of situation in which we use our imagination and that acceptance to continue and have a body. So people can even hate corporations. You hear people hate certain corporations. I hate McDonald's, I hate Coca-Cola. People can hate something that really does not exist. They can hate God too, of course. The trust is even a more simple form of juridical person that also can sue, can enter into contracts, can decide, can do a lot of things. The trust is different from the corporation, that it is made by two people, a trustee and a grantor. A grantor is a person who has an asset, who gives it to the trustee in a revocable, in this case, irrevocable form, so that person will administer the benefit for a third party. That beneficiary that will be chosen in the future, that decision between the trustee and the grantor, that creates a new entity called the trust. That means the trust, you can sue a trust. If you have a trust, you can be sued, you can sign a contract in the name of the trust, you can have a bank account in the name of the trust. The trust is different from its people. That means if tomorrow the trustee goes bankrupt, the trust is not going to be touched, the money of the trust. So whatever he has as a trustee is not in his personal position, but in the name of the trustee. Now, what I have done is I have created two trusts. Trust number one and trust number two. And each one of them is the trustee of the other one. I am the grantor, I gave the assets, so now we have trust one being the trustee of trust two, and trust two being the trustee of trust one. But the aim of the trust is to create new trust, ad eternum, forever. So this trust one and two made trust number three, and then trust number four, and then trust number five, and then trust number six, and so on. Now we are at 210,000 and more trusts that are made. They are made automatically on a program that I have created. This program does the whole thing automatically, and even has a backup on Amazon.com in the Seattle servers. And we keep having them here, and they keep being created, and I keep seeing them being created. And you can see them if you go online, and they are really independent. They are emancipated. So now we have not just a corporation or a trust, we have a free entity. A free entity who is creating and reproducing like we were people. I myself have not the power anymore to own them, to change them, or to stop this process. This process is not in my hand anymore. It's running on a server that I don't have control, and it's forever. That means that at some point there will be more trust than people in New York, or than people in the States, and eventually than the whole world. And they are a new species. Or are they? This installation needs the following. A screen that's 19-inch or higher, an LED system that is very simple with 25p, but basically we can bring this with us. There's no need, if you don't have one, we can bring one with us. And then a printer that must be a dot matrix printer, has to be a dot matrix printer because it has to do with legal documents, because the trust is a legal document, so this is not just any printer. But any dot matrix printer will do. And then we will need one computer to be able to send to the screen the material that we are seeing, and of course paper for the printing. The rest we need 2 square meters on the wall and about 50 centimeters depth. With that, we can have this installation up and running, and of course we need internet to be able to see the trust being created all the time.